How's it going, Keene State? I hope you're all doing so well. My name is Jordan Travers, and I'll be your host as the Equinox welcomes you back to another episode of WATHA, or What's All the Hoot About? The show where we give members of student organizations and clubs around campus a chance to use their voice and share their experiences with the community. On the WATHA forecast for tonight, we have Maggie Plant, a sophomore in the Speedy major, as well as the secretary for the Outing Club. So, Maggie, tell me, what is all the hoot about the Outing Club?
Well, we're a new club. There's been an environmental outing club at the school for a while now, but it recently got almost rebranded, kinda, you know? Mm-hmm. The entire thing kind of just passed hands over to the crew that we have now. And it's essentially an entirely new club, but with the same name.
So, I'd love to hear a little bit about kind of what does your club entail? What are some of the things that you do? Just kind of the overall, what is the Outing Club?
So the Outing Club is, as it says, like outings. So basically our entire thing is to get people out and people active, even those who aren't like incredibly active, you know? Like we have, you know, moderate hikes and things that go all the way up from like lower level moderate stuff to like skiing and hiking up hard, like huge mountains, you know? But yeah, there's a bunch of different like subsets too. Like there's skiing and snowboarding, there is like hiking, there's stargazing, which is another outside activity that we do. And there's also slackline.
Oh, what is that, slacklining?
So it's kind of like you have a line and it connects to either two trees or two poles, whatever, and you can like jump on it and kind of swing off of it. You know?
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
I've never heard of that before. That's cool. So, I mean, to get us started, I'd really like to hear a bit about how you yourself have joined the Outing Club. Like, why did you join? What interested you about it? What was so intriguing about it? Tell me.
So, in the beginning, before this new Outing Club came to be, I really just kind of wanted to make like a stargazing club. But since a bunch of other students also wanted to do outdoor activities, they were like, hey, how about we just merge all of these clubs together into one club, so that way it'll be easier to manage, because you can only go so far with certain things. And it would ensure that it would carry on, you know, throughout my time here. And it'd be more of an open thing, I guess. And ever since that, it kind of just expanded. Because at first we had our little committees, and then it kind of just expanded into a giant club all in one. So instead of people focusing on their own different committees and also the big committee, you know, we now focus on everything. So if one person needs help with their specific thing, like committee, they can. So if I need a telescope, which we do have it now. Advertise. Then I can go through the Outing Club to get it.
Okay.
And for ski and snowboard, they require a lot of planning that would be impossible if it was just the two people that were running it to do in their own separate thing. So we do a lot of ski and snowboard prep because there's a lot of prep for that. There's so much money that goes into that.
So that's awesome. So would you say that, like, since the committees have sort of kind of more merged into more of a community as opposed to having it be kind of separate things on their own, would you say that you've kind of developed more of a relationship with the other people in the club? Would you say that you kind of have, how do you feel about those other experiences, kind of opening yourself up to different committees and what other people do and such?
I really enjoy it. Because even though we are all like separate but like together kind of thing, we all have our own like individual meetings kind of. But we do like giant club things together. And those giant club things are like hiking and stuff like that, little quiet things. And we haven't had a lot of, because we are a very new club, within like this semester, like last semester was our first semester we ever existed. It was definitely an adjustment to try to get used to everyone and everyone's different styles and everyone's different interests, because some of them vary greatly. But a good thing I would definitely say is that I've connected with other people. Getting to do other things that other people enjoy and kind of just watching them enjoy it is definitely something I get out of being in this club.
That's good. That's great. Did you ever see yourself becoming a slackliner?
I haven't done that yet, but it is something that I'm interested in.
Put it on the bucket list.
Put it on the bucket list.
So, this is the outing club, of course. So what are some of the outings you do? I know you mentioned hikes, going on like some little hikes as a club. What are some of the events that you guys have done? Some of the different outings you've gone on, per se?
In the past, we have really done like the dam nearby, like for
In Surrey?
The Surrey Dam, just for like a quick little stroll, you know. We've also done Monadnock, like a hike up Monadnock. That was enjoyable. It was definitely a time. And we also had the college camp, which is just a little, I don't want to call it a house, it's like a little cabin type thing, right off of campus. And we had a little get together, which was everyone sat around, we played a bunch of games, had a bunch of s'mores. It was great. We had pizza. It was amazing. And that's something we're really planning on doing again. And this semester, we are doing a lot more things. There is ice skating that's happening soon, which I believe is open to everyone, or we're inviting everyone around. Rock climbing is, again, one of the things associated with the club only, less open. Rock climbing, of course, ski and snowboard. They have a lot of meetings. Slackline, I believe, they're doing stuff. For slackline, it's one of the things that you can kind of just like pick up and you're like, yes, I'm going to do this. They don't really have like set meetings.
Yeah.
And then Cosmos is also having their set meetings during different times, usually from 10 to midnight, just to go out stargazing.
Yeah.
And yeah.
That's really cool. So you are kind of in charge of all those like stargazing events, as far as I know?
Yeah.
Yep. So kind of what exactly are some of the responsibilities of someone like you who is to put on certain events in this kind of category? Like what are your responsibilities in your position as this kind of organizer?
Definitely to reach out to the club a lot more, especially the e-board. Like if I want something for this specific subset, I have to be the one to bring it up. So if I'm like, hey, if we can do like a little mini field trip to like a local observatory, I would have to bring that up myself. It wouldn't be something, I mean, I guess they could bring it up if they were interested, but it would mostly be a me responsibility. So if someone in that like subset wants something done, they would have to bring it up themselves.
Okay. Wow. That's really interesting. I think it's really cool that you kind of get to have that freedom for yourself. You get to kind of decide what your little, you get to take your interest and you get to put it in this club. You get to put it in this idea. You get to make it something bigger. I think that's amazing. So what about your secretary chair? What are some of those responsibilities? What does that entail?
A lot of taking notes. I take a lot of notes.
A lot of typing, writing.
Yeah. Everything they say, I write down. Most of it is just setting up a lot of the meeting spaces. Like if we're meeting somewhere on campus, I do all of that, like on 25 Live. Taking notes, obviously, and anything else people want to do. If everyone else is doing something, I would also pick something up from them if they're doing too much. And also like pictures, not only just like helping take pictures with like the media manager, because that's another job in our club, to our media stuff. But I'm in charge of moving the traditional photos from past stuff into now stuff, you know, making it more modern, I guess.
So like, what are some of the things that a general member, someone as a general member, can do in being a part of the outing club? Like, what are what are the time requirements for a general member? What are the responsibilities of a general member, if there are any? So if you were to put yourself in the place of someone who is not the secretary, someone who is not in charge of these stargazing events, what would you say is that time commitment? What would you say is that responsibility? What are some of the things you can participate in, basically?
So this semester, and something that I think we're going to continue doing, is we don't have weekly meetings. We more so have one big general meeting once each season, like spring, summer, fall, winter seasons. And you would get all of the information there or online, and then you could reach out through there, through either OwlNet, and if you go on OwlNet, it'll bring you to SportsU, and SportsU is where we have all of the paperwork that we need you to do, which basically gives you the list of dates that we're doing things. Like if we're going rock climbing, it'll be like, here are the dates for the rock climbing, and please make sure you sign up, because we do have only a certain amount of seats available for certain activities. So it's a first come, first serve basis. And I would definitely say keep your eyes peeled on social media, mainly Instagram, and also those other sites that I mentioned before. Because our Instagram is something that we update a lot, like very frequently. So if something changes, it'll probably go up on our Instagram or be emailed.
Yeah, so it's important to keep an eye on social media for sure, being a general member. No, that's great. I think that's amazing. Anyone can get involved in this? Anyone can become a general member?
Oh yeah, anyone can join.
That's great. That's awesome. So I'm curious, how would you say that your involvement, obviously you have been somewhat heavily involved in the outing club since its, I guess, creation last semester, since it has become just the outing club. How would you say that that involvement in the club has impacted your personal college experience?
A lot, I would say. I'm not a person who like reaches out to do things often. You know, I kind of just stick to my own bubble of stuff that I need to do, and I just kind of do it. But it's nice to be able to go out and do things, you know, even if it's not like big and heavy moving stuff. But it's nice to be able to reach out and know other people are there, which I guess you can get from any other club, but this one's mine. So this one's mine.
Yeah, you chose this one and you grabbed it.
Yeah. It was more of just like, it was a good way to get involved with campus when I previously was not interested in doing that at all.
That's really amazing. I'm glad that you've had that sort of positive experience from doing this thing that you never really saw yourself doing originally. I think that's incredible. Would you say that being involved, or like your positions, anything that has to do with being involved in the outing club, would you say that those have brought you any sort of like opportunities or skills that you think might help you in your future endeavors? Anything that you might like to mention?
Yeah, it's definitely gotten me more physically active. Even if I haven't been to a lot of the more physically active meetings that were last semester, I'm definitely planning on doing it this semester. Getting more and more involved with the club that I help run. But it's definitely gotten me out there and learning things that I didn't previously know. Like, I don't know how to ski. I don't know how to snowboard. That's not my subset. But now I'm learning more about it. Do I need it in my future? Probably not, but it's a nice thing to know. So if people who are interested in that, I can at least give some insight into it, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's fun, being able to open yourself up to these new opportunities, these new things that you really never saw yourself doing in the past. I think that's really amazing. And I guess, yeah, just to wrap this up, why do you think that other students should join the outing club?
We have a lot of different things to offer. And even if one thing isn't your fancy, you can always go for something else. Like if you don't like hiking, you don't have to go hiking. You can go rock climbing, or if you don't like rock climbing, there's always slackline. But if you don't like either of those, there's skiing, snowboarding. But if you don't know how to do those, there's a lot of stuff.
Stargazing.
There's stargazing. There's a lot of things to do in our club. And even if you don't want to go to one meeting or to one activity, you can always go to another one. And I'm pretty sure with certain subsets, they're open to pretty much anyone. and you don't really have to be involved with the huge overall club itself. Because I know Slackline is more of just come and go type thing. You don't really need to sign up for like, there's no person cap on those trips, and same with the Cosmos. You can kind of just appear. You just fizzle into existence and we'll take you in.
But would you say that it's helpful to at least sign yourself up as a general member so you can get more information about like emails and
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, get in contact with people that you need to.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's good. So I guess when is your next, did you already have your like big general meeting of the season this year?
Yes,
Yes.
we already did.
So
I would definitely say if you're interested, make sure to check out our OwlNet, because it'll have all of the information on there. And it'll lead you to the previous links that I was talking about earlier.
That's amazing. That's good. So it sounds like it's pretty easy. Pretty easy to get involved, and I mean, if nothing floats your boat, maybe something will come up in the future.
And even if you don't want to go to the OwlNet, you just reach out to our Instagram and they'll help you out.
Exactly. So what is I know you mentioned it earlier, the events that are coming up. What is the very next event coming up that people can sign up for and people can get involved with?
It is ice skating.
Ice skating?
Yeah,
When is
local Keen Ice. Yeah.
that? When is that?
The date, I believe, is the 5th. Off the top of my head.
March
it is
5th?
Yeah, March
Yeah.
5th.
Well, that sounds very fun. I might have to sign up for that myself. I've been wanting to go ice skating recently, so I think,
Good,
I think
good.
that'll be fun. Yeah, that's amazing. Well, thank you so much for joining me here today, Maggie. I really, really appreciate it, and I had such a blast talking to you.
Thank you.
So with that being said, thank you so much for watching, and have a good night.